Baptist at home defeats Northwestern 73-48. Southern Naz at home drowns Mid-America 97-63. It was John Brown over Lubbock Christian. That also helps out the Rogers State women 65-63. JBU over LCU tonight. And one more final, Oklahoma City all over USAO in Chickasha tonight 86-48. Rogers State men trail it at the half 37-34. In the first half, Sylvester Spicer scored 11 to lead the Hillcats, and he had 11 points to put him in the 1,000-point club, the first member of the 1,000-point club for the Rogers State men's basketball program. It was on that made three, if you're watching on RSU Public TV, that he reached 1,000.
Trust me, 4 or 5 years ago when he came into Oral Roberts to play there, nobody would have ever believed his 1,000th point would come on a three-point shot. He couldn't shoot it as far away as the free throw line, and how this young man has developed has been wonderful.
Wayland Baptist with the basketball as we start second half action. Rishi Kakad out there will take it up top and throw it to Jason Griffin, who's marked by Lance Sullivan. Worked right wing, Kakad moving left, three-point shot as he was leaning, missed it long, rebound Theo Davis. Hillcats start the second half with Sullivan, Ewings, Spicer, Taylor, and Davis. He'll hand it off up top. Here's Ewings, drives left. Ewings backs away at the baseline. Now goes underneath the rim at the left-handed layup. Good.
Boy, nice job by Alex Ewings to push the action and force it. I mean, you don't look at him as a one-on-one player, but he just kept his head down, made a nice step back, hesitate, and move by the defender.
On the floor, Sanders, Terra, Kakad, Griffin, and Watkins. Watkins came out of the halftime, now wearing a long-sleeved navy shirt underneath his jersey top. Fadeaway jumper, Davis blocks it, and then Terra tips it in the corner, out of bounds. It'll be RSU ball, and Theo Davis did a sound job of staying on his feet and on the floor while rejecting at the same time.
You know, Theo Davis is another guy that we got to get some more shots. They only got 7 minutes the first half and only 2 shots, but the way he's able to spin and get a shot, they don't have the height, I don't think, that they can stay with him.
Spicer has to exit the game with, I think, a contact problem in his left eye. So John Boyd quickly in. Minute gone here in the second half. Cats within one. Taylor, high post, finds Davis. They'll need to pass out of it. Finds Lance Sullivan left wing. Near corner. Here's a dribble drive for Ewings to the bucket again. He will lay it up. It bounds around and out. Tipped up, tipped out, and back to the point for Deborah Taylor. New Rogers State shot clock. Lance Sullivan now triggers. He'll initiate, moving it right wing to Ewings. Far corner, Deverett. Jumper, three ball on the way. It misses strong. Boyd gathers in the rebound. Near corner, another offensive board for RSU. Sullivan straight away, Ewings to Davis at the foul line. He'll dump it underneath to Boyd. Boyd fumbles it, goes to the ground, comes away with it, spins in, right-handed hook goes!
Well, that's just a stronger, bigger, tougher man getting the ball. I mean, John Boyd, 2 guys from Wayland Baptist on it, and John Boyd just wanted it more than them, and not only just come up with it, but scores the basket.
Cats currently on a 4-0 run to start the first 2 minutes of the second half here at the Expo in Claremore. Rogers State leads 38-37. Up top, Griffin, marked by Lance Sullivan. 18 to shoot. Griffin directs it on the handoff to Sanders. Sanders, a thin point guard. He's marked by Ewings. 12 to shoot. Ewings pushes him well away from the bucket. Sanders picks up. Foul line left to Terra. Bounce pass dumped off, and the baseline J is good. Boy, is Griffin on his mark shooting the ball. Yeah, what's 13 in the game.
What's with these hair guys becoming my favorite player? Same thing about Story a couple of years ago. I love this kid. The second I saw him rise up and shoot a jump shot, you had to like him.
Ewings lobs it left block for Theo Davis, and I think a foul's been called on the floor before the feed down to the paint with 17:30 to play in the second half. 39-38, Wayland back in front on that jumper by Griffin, who leads his club with 13. John Boyd now in the ballgame has 11 points for the Hillcats. And now a whistle and a foul before the ball's played in against White. It's on Rogers State's Deverett Taylor, and that's his first.
No, he did do that, and as much as I like Deverett Taylor, I think he's just a little bit frustrated there, and they were lined up, and I don't know if the Wayland player said something to him or what, but Deverett just kind of put 2 hands on his chest and bumped him off, and actually that's a good call by the ref. I mean, that's what he should have called. Most refs just blow the whistle and say, hey, let's straighten this out, but they actually called the foul.
First team foul of the second half, and the first on Deverett. Here up top, Kakad lost the ball. Sullivan pokes it in the front court. Taylor runs out, one-on-one, down the lane, and he lost the handle. I think Sanders raked it out of his hands, and it will be RSU basketball.
Boy, nice job at Deverett to keep going all the way to the basket. A lot of guys may have pulled up and backed it out, but he kept going to the rim to get the foul. And great job by Lance Sullivan to poke that ball out of there.
You're right, there was a reach in there on Sanders, his second, team second of the second half. Nearly 3 minutes into half two here at the Expo in Claremore. Taylor at the line for the first time. He missed it long. He had 2 first-half threes. Now he backs away from the free throw line to gather his thoughts. Stripped there by Sanders. Foul Taylor. He's at the line, a chance to tie here. Cats down a point. Free throw toss up and good. And Deborah Taylor, who's 66% this season, deadlocks it at 39. 17:09 to go in the game. Ewings checks out. Chris Francis returns.
That white-haired gentleman you saw right there has probably come to as many Rogers State games as anybody. That's Hunter Peterson's grandfather, Big John, they call him. He's a wonderful man to talk to, and it's good to see him. He had a little bit of health problems this summer, but it's great to see him out here supporting the Hillcats.
He was a doctor. 17:03 to play in the second half, 39 all. Nearly a steal again by Chris Francis. He deflected it out sideline, so now Wayland will have to play it in. Sanders runs down the lob and pedals in the front court. He'll work it. The right-handed dribble moving right. Hand off to Kakad. Kakad bodied up, 16 to shoot. Taylor in his grill. Now they back off with Davis hedging. Kakad dribbles around the perimeter, gives it up to Sanders. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sullivan bodies up. Now Sanders around him. Runs into Davis. Handoff. Layup missed by Terra. Follow up and good for Watkins, weak side.
Well, I tell you what, it's hard to stay in front of Tommy Sanders. And I've been saying, Lance Sullivan broke down, sat down, played good defense that whole way. Got a little bit too close to him. But little Tommy Sanders is a jet, and it's tough to stay in front of him.
Wayland back up 2. Post feed off the mark. Taylor saves the possession for Rogers State. And a timeout's called. He threw it to Boyd just in the nick of time, but I think they're going to burn a timeout nonetheless here. And it's a 30-second break away from the action. We'll keep it here courtside with 16:25 to play in the ballgame. Wayland on top of Rogers State, 41-39. This broadcast brought to you in part by Claremore Physicians Immediate Care. Also by Pepper's Grill and Bar just down the road from College Hill. And by TTCU, the Credit Union. That's the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union.
The Hillcats still haven't had a run that they're famous for. For the last 2 years, Rogers State always goes on 10-0, 12-0 runs. And generally in a game, you get 2 of those. And the Hillcats have not got one yet. So look for them to break out here. 16:25 to go in the second half. You're down 2. It's time for one of those runs and put this game out a little bit. Breathing room.
Cats with Francis, Sullivan, Taylor, Davis, and Boyd on the floor. Across the timeline, here comes Sullivan. Sully will throw it right wing to Taylor. Taylor moves between the circles, pitches it to Francis, marked by Griffin. He'll drive right. Shove off slightly, play it to Taylor. 12 to shoot. Bounce pass. Davis will spin in. He traveled, though. He traveled with it before it was even called, really.
That's that old Sigma move when you drop step into the defense and keep right on going. I don't know if I didn't get to see it because this monitor's my way, but he may have picked up his other foot. But still, I'd like to see him get involved in the offense a little bit more.
4 minutes gone, second half. 41-39, Wayland leads by 2. Far corner, Griffin. I thought he walked with it. Post feed, Watkins, shot swatted out of there. Davis and Boyd converge. Breakout 3-on-2 to Sullivan. Baseline right, pull up. Lance misses it from 15. Boyd gobbles up another offensive rebound. He'll spin back left, lay it up and miss it. And I think he stepped on the end line. He did. Out of bounds, ball to Wayland.
John Boyd makes a great block on one end, comes down the other end, gets a tough in-traffic rebound, and unfortunately steps out of bounds. But that's the effort that he brings to this team.
Spicer returns. Davis exits. 15:43 to play in the game. Wayland likes it low scoring. 41-39 right now. Terra will break the press with a dribble in the front court. He'll move it in the corner. Griffin, three-point shot. He misses long off the heel, and it kicks up top to Kakad. New shot clock, Wayland. Hand off to Sanders at the Hillcat head logo on the jump circle. He drives it right at the wing. And a foul called underneath as Watkins sets up at the block. Spicer held him around his waist and picked up the foul.
You don't really look at Bobby Watkins as a post-up player. He's only about 6'5", if that. And Spicer's got an inch or two on him. But, he goes down there and gets good position. And they gave him the ball, and when he gets it, he can definitely score in that low hole.
Kakad to trigger in. He'll lob it up top to Watkins. Wayland leads by a deuce. 15:22 left in the second half. Kellogg has come onto the floor for the Hillcats. He replaces Lance Sullivan. Sanders defended by Kellogg. In the post, re-entered, and a foul. Again, Boyd this time wraps up Bobby Watkins. Boyd with his third. Well, Rogers State, danger of having a couple of guys going foul trouble. Third team on the Hillcats with 15-14 to play in the game. Left wing three, Kakad backs up, spins in and out of the cup. Boyd secures the rebound. Hand off to Kellogg. He will push it. Kellogg works it top of the key. Boyd. Pass right wing. Fed to Taylor. Taylor lobs right baseline. Here's Spicer. Spicer moving left. Spicer to the rim. He's fouled.
It's amazing how that kid can just draw fouls. I mean, everybody in the building, everybody in the area code knows he's going to turn over his right shoulder and go to the basket, and he's still able to draw that foul.
Spicer to the free throw line for a second time. He's 2 for 3. Again in the first half, if you've just joined us, Spicer became the first member of the 1,000-point club at Rogers State. Free throw pinballs in and out.
Here we go. Watch this. He turns over his right shoulder, splits 2 defenders. They just have no chance but to grab his arm, and that's how you draw fouls.
Spicer's second one on the way. And it bounds out, tipped up. Francis tips it, and Deverick Taylor nearly had the offensive rebound. But Rogers State can't cash in at the foul line. Still down to deuce. 14:45 to play here in the game at the Claremore Expo Center. Sanders across midcourt, left to right. He'll drive on Kellogg. He'll dart around him. He'll stop at the baseline. Wrap it back up top where it's picked off. Intended for Griffin. Francis the run out. Layup good.
Wow. Again, Chris Francis, the invisible man. He just stands in passing lanes, and the other teams just continue to throw it to him.
Francis ties it at 41. Just under 14:30 to play in the second half. Sanders, fended by Kellogg. Boyd hedges, and now they don't switch. Kellogg picks him back up. Bad pass by Watkins to the baseline. Terrace saves it, throws it back to Watkins. Now to Griffin, to Sanders. Throws it left wing, Kakad, 15 to shoot. Rishi Kakad, right wing Sanders. Gives it up to Griffin. Griffin on the arc, 8 to shoot for Wayland. Tied at 41. Here's Sanders. Dribbles, loses the handle. He dribbles through the lane, falls on his stomach. That should have been a travel. Ball kicks out of bounds with 2 seconds on the shot clock. It was off of Rogers State. Just under 14 minutes to play in the second half.
Nice job by Deverick Taylor to go on that floor. And even though we don't get the possession, it forced them to take the ball with 2 seconds out on that shot.
First media of the media of the second half with 13:56 to play in the game. We're tied here at the Claremore Expo Center. Rogers State 41, Wayland Baptist 41. And we're back after this from RSU Public Television and RSU Radio.
Join RSU Public TV with nationally recognized journalist and former CBS News anchor Bill Curtis as he shares his journalistic insights and personal experiences from his storied career.
Sunday evening at 6 on RSU Public TV.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Bartlesville, and RSU Public TV belongs to you and me.
On Two-Way Street, public policy experts debate the issues.
The trouble is that when the price of food goes through the roof, the poorest starve.
So much of what government does is an attempt to clean up the mess that it created from another program.
There's a real loss of reporting power.
Legalization is not the answer.
Pakistan is a failed state. We all know that now.
Join us for the next Two-Way Street with host Bob Bowden.
Sunday afternoon at 3 on RSU Public TV.
Next time on MI5. Roz turns up in Russia and she's in trouble.
You need to get out of there right now.
A new spy joins the team after 8 years of Russian captivity.
How is he?
Damaged. And when terrorists threaten to kill a British soldier, stopping them will be costly.
Ditch the car. No, Adam!
MI5.
Sunday night at 9 on RSU Public TV.
We resume action with the shot clock buzzer going down.